Back on Playoff Central Live, Clippers couldn't outlast the Suns in Game 5. Their season comes to a close, and we'll head out to the mic to hear from head coach Tyronn Lue.
Basically go up 10, and you saw, even though with that turnaround, the effort was still there, the execution to get that lead down and have a chance to steal the game still was there. Like, what do you feel like the team did so well to give yourself a chance to win this game?
First off, I just want to, thank our fans. They've been unbelievable this year, sticking behind us, the inconsistencies of, lineups and different things. And they stuck behind us 100%. And so I just want to say thank the fans. They were great, all year long. My whole tenure here, the last 3 years, has been great. I want to thank my coaching staff, second of all, who put in work every single day and helped me and in every way and shape and form I need. They're always there for me, and I couldn't do this by myself. And so I want to thank my coaching staff, and then I want to just thank the players, for everyday grind for 9 months and to get to this point. And no matter who's in the lineup, who plays, those guys play hard for me every night. And so I can't ask for much more than that, being the head coach. Just having guys that are going to compete and fight for me every single night, that's all you can ask for. And then I want to thank the organization, Mr. Balmer and Lawrence and Winger, Mark Hughes, Trent. Just thank those guys for the opportunity, and just, putting me in this position and all the support they've given me the last 3 years. And so I want to thank those guys as well. And so it's a collective group that's, put in hard work for a lot of days, and it's good to have that feeling. And so to answer your question, they just kind of got away from us in the third quarter. They went on a hell of a scoring barrage, and it was tough for us to slow them down, and then I didn't have very many timeouts left, and so we took a couple early, and then we only had 2 with like 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. So, give them credit. Like I said, Booker was tough all series. We couldn't stop him. We had no answer for him. We tried to blitz. We couldn't get him blitz. We tried to fire. We couldn't get our fires. And he was really elusive, could split and dribble around. And it was just tough. It was tough for us. But I like the way we competed. I like our physicality. I like a lot of things we did. And like you said, in that fourth quarter, just fighting back and with a rush layup, having a chance to tie it up. And we missed a layup. But I never fought our guys' effort in the locker room. And like I said, we just ran up against a really good opponent. Mine did a great job, and that's it.
Just to follow up and just pardon the thought, but this was a tiring season. I know for you, not just with the team, but otherwise. It's been a trying 3 years and everything. Like, how do you kind of get yourself to a point where you can kind of reflect and give yourself time to get through what you need to continue on after the season?
For me, I think, the encouraging thing is, like, with our team, with PG and Kawhi healthy, we haven't lost a series yet, and so, it's always in the back of your mind, like, what if? And, it's easy to say what if because a lot of guys get hurt, but it's just been, our luck the last 3 years. And so, if you look back to, my first year taking over, we did some really good things. And, Kawhi tears his ACL, then he misses the whole next season. But we haven't lost a series with our whole team. And so that's encouraging. And so, I think just taking some time and let our coaches get a break, let everybody get a break and just reflect on the season and then come back and, just try to be better than we were this year.
Coach, when you think about your time overall, you were just talking about this really since you took this position as head coach of the Clippers. Would you say that overall you've been dealt an unfair hand, or do you enjoy the challenges that come with the injuries and all the ups and downs?
I would never say an unfair hand. I would say I've been dealt some bad luck, just some, with our 2-star players, but, as easy as it is for me to say, oh, we missed those. But, I mean, it's harder for those guys. You think PG and Kawhi want to be hurt, in the playoffs, So I feel bad for those guys because they want to be out there helping their team and to compete. And just unfortunately, the last 3 years we haven't had that. And so, I feel bad for those guys for putting all the hard work in. Kawhi, all the dedication he put in from the ACL, coming back, playing his best basketball since January 1st, and then for this to happen, And so I feel bad for those guys, and so, it is what it is. And like I said, back to the drawing board and come back next year and, hopefully we can have a healthy team.
Ty, what beyond the injuries, what sticks with you about the way this season didn't live up to your guys' high expectations?
What else could be? I mean, yeah, our two best players got hurt. I mean, would you take Steph and Clay off of Golden State? Take Booker and KD off this team. Greek Freak was out 2 games. He's the best, So just, take your 2 best players off any team in the league and see if they can win in the playoffs against a team that's picked to win it. So no letdowns. Like I said, I'm proud of every guy in that locker room. Scrap and compete every night, and that's all you can ask for, when you're shorthanded. And so, you take the 2 best players off anybody's team, they're not going to win. I don't care, how you look at it. They're not going to do it, and so, but that doesn't mean you can't compete and fight and play hard and play the right way every single night. And like I said, I really thank our guys for doing that every single night, even in tough situations, we had to go through. And, bringing Russ here, really, really saved our season as far as making the playoffs and having this run that we had in the playoffs. He really saved us. And so, hats off to Russ, for bringing it every single night.
Sir, I know it's hard to focus on one player on a night like this, but can you talk about the performance of Nicolas Batum? Because he struggled all series long, and in the fourth quarter, he really, he won.
Yeah, I mean, Nico was great tonight. I think, with his ball pressure on CP, rebounding the basketball, but to make some open shots to kind of, we had a chance to take the lead by 1 on one of his threes if he'd have made it. Down 2, he had a 3, we missed it. But, I mean, I thought it was great all night. And I thought everybody that played tonight really contributed, in the best way they could. And like I said, we just got, a couple breaks that, missed 3, missed layup by Russ that didn't go our way. And, we lost the game.
Hey, Ty, follow up on Russ real quick. I asked Paul earlier this today, but do you guys feel validated at all with how well he played and how important he was to this team and sort of like asking for him like you guys did?
Yes, ma'am. I thought,
What do you foresee for him next year, either with you guys or otherwise?
I think, for us, just having a great owner, and Mr. Bomber to let us, explore, some different things and having a chance and opportunity to get Russ. And so, he was on board. I know, Gilliam was on board. Lawrence and those guys were on board. And so that made it easy. And so, usually when I, ask for something or something, they usually try to make sure they get it done. And it was huge for us. And so I hope everybody can see, just different situations, different teams, different situations where guys play differently in different spots. And so, hopefully guys can see that Russ still has a lot left in the tank. And I hope he's back with us next year. But then again, I hope this has opened the eyes to a lot of other teams to, give him opportunity if he can really go out there and get paid, So, but I would want him back for sure.
Ty, you answered a variation of this earlier, but...
So why are you asking again?
I'm asking a different way.
A different way?
Yeah.
But do you want the same answer?
No, I don't want the same answer.
Okay, all right.
I'm hoping for a different
I'll
answer.
try.
For you personally, though, it has been a long year, personal off-the-court stuff as well. Not questioning necessarily the commitment, but how hard is it to go through this grind? And I guess, how committed are you to going through, that's not the best way to word it, but committed to going through this again next year, hoping that we have better results with injury luck and everything?
Well, for me, just I think the grind, starts, I think, with my family, like I said, and having, the deaths of my family that I had all season long, that kind of, was tough situations. You can, for me, like the game's giving me everything. And so I never want to cheat the game. And, sometimes you can make wrong choices as far as not going home to some funerals, with your family members and staying here. But knowing you lost 5 games in a row and, you don't want to leave your team out, it's just it's a lot that goes into it, and for me, it was some tough decisions. If we'd have won 6 in a row, of course I'd have went home. But, Just for me, I just thought I didn't want to let the team down. And like I said, sometimes it could be too much. Maybe I should have went home. I don't know. But this game has given me everything. It's given my family everything. And I never really want to cheat the game. And so when times get hard, that's when people look to their leader to see, what you're going to do. Are you going to come out of this, or you going to fold and, make excuses? And, I'm not that type of person, so I can take all the heat. I can take all the criticism, and I can take tough times. And so when your team sees you go through tough times and you still here in the fight with those guys, that's why they play hard and compete for me every single night.
I'm sure you've learned a lot about this team just in this playoff series and over the course of the year. You talked about Russ a lot, but you had 3 new guys in addition to Russ who kind of came in and played big rotation minutes and everything. If there was something that you said you had to learn about this team from a roster standpoint, from a personality standpoint, based off where we were last year, how do you feel like that helps for next season as far as what this team needs around your best players?
Yeah, I think, having a training camp and get a chance to understand what we want defensively and offensively. 21 games left in the season. It's tough. It's tough to try different things, for those guys to be up to speed, what we do. But Eric Gordon was great for us, since he's been here, toughing it out, playing through, a hip injury. He could have gave up, he could have quit, but that's not in his DNA. And so those are the guys that we want here to be LA Clippers, is guys that want to fight hard, want to compete, no matter what the circumstances are. Being down 3-1, and everybody knew he was hurt, but he still wanted to play and give it a go. Mace has been phenomenal for us all year. Bones, I think once he gets a training camp underneath his wing and understand how we want to play, put in some different plays for him, he'll be a lot better. And so, it's tough. As tough as it is for coaches, it's tough for a player to be traded with 21 games left and having to fit in, having to learn everyone, and it's even tougher for those guys.
Last one, Andrew.
Ty, I had 2 quick ones. One was just, you talked about decisions you could have made or not made. Are there things you go back on, decisions you think, I wish I could have done that differently, coaching-wise this year?
No.
And then just
Do you think I should have done something different?
No, I'm just
Oh,
curious
okay. Well,
about-
you paused like, okay.
But
Yeah.
open-ended.
Yeah, probably a lot of things, but I don't know right now. Anytime you lose a game, you think about what I could have done differently, what I could have done better. Like, it starts with me first, so that's how I look at everything. It starts with me first, and then you kind of go down the line. But probably a lot of things, but I don't know right offhand.
And then just to hit it directly, there's been speculation that because it's been a frustrating year, that you might walk away. Just to hit it directly, do you expect to? You talked about next year a lot tonight. Do you expect to be this coach next year?
Yes, sir.